Council, who learned to talk to people from different communities and always learned to reason together, right? That's common sense. That's what Tom Paine said. Common sense is the sense we have in common when we listen to each other and we reason together. So I just want to toast a great executive leader because he was a great legislator, but above all, he occupied and continues to occupy the highest office in the land. He's a great citizen. Thank you, Ike Leggett. Thank you, Catherine Leggett.
All right, I'm going to move through this quickly because I know Senator Van Hollen and Senator Alsobrooks have to get back to work too. So why don't we have you come here to the edge of the stage, and Senator Van Hollen, will have you start first, and then we'll have Senator Alsobrooks speak.
Well, it's wonderful to look out over this room and see all of you gathered here for this very, very special occasion. The naming of this public building dedicated to public service to the gold standard in public service, Isaiah Ike Leggett. Congratulations, Ike. It's wonderful to celebrate this occasion with you, your wonderful partner in life and in progress, Catherine. Thank you, Catherine, for all you have contributed to our success. Both of you are very dear friends to my wife, Catherine, and me. Most importantly, for this occasion, you are role models for everybody in this room, for this generation, and for generations to come. And I'm honored to be here with members of our congressional delegation. You will hear from my great new partner in the Senate, Angela Alsobrooks, who celebrated a birthday today, but we're also joined, in addition to Jamie Raskin, by Glenn Ivey. Glenn Ivey's here, and April Delaney is here, and we bring greetings from Congressman Hoyer, Mfume, and Elfreth. So I think that the timing of this gathering is especially important, because at this moment in our history, and I mean our country's history, we are witnessing a direct threat to the Constitution, to the rule of law, and to our democracy. And yes, as we celebrate Black History Month, we are confronted with those who want to erase our history, not learn from our history. And at the federal level, we are experiencing a direct assault on hardworking, patriotic civil servants who provide vital services to people in this county and this state and this country. So at this stormy time in our history, it's especially fitting that we hold up individuals who embody the values and the virtues that we hold dear. And Ike Leggett stands for those values. He lives them and he breathes them every day. And I think, you know, it's especially important that when you're naming and dedicating a building after someone, it's especially important that that dedication be able to stand the test of time. It cannot be based on transitory things. It cannot be based only on a resume or a series of achievements, however impressive that resume and those achievements are. It has to be based on durable qualities, like character, like integrity, like purpose, like the qualities that Ike Leggett has exhibited all of his life here in Montgomery County and in Maryland and the United States of America. He is a man of great character, unimpeachable integrity, and someone who always puts the public good first, who always strives to build an inclusive, what Dr. King called the beloved community. where we recognize the dignity of every single person. And I remember when Ike Leggett was first elected to be county executive. And there were some groups who worried that they might lose their place at the decision-making table. Ike's response was simple and powerful. It was to build a larger table, not displacing people whose voices were heard before, but to make room for a larger table where more people could pull up chairs and everybody could be heard, because he valued the dignity and does value the dignity of every individual. And at this moment, when the person who holds the highest office in the land demeans public service and diminishes sacrifice, it is important to remember that as county executive, Ike Leggett recognized service and sacrifice. I recall Ike's great efforts to honor the men and women who served our country in many ways, especially those who served in Vietnam. Ike, of course, was a Vietnam vet himself, but he remembered that our country had never given a proper welcome home to the men and women who served our country in Vietnam. And as he pointed out on many occasions, in ceremonies and one-on-one, you can disagree with or oppose the war, but we should always stand with the warriors, the soldiers that we send into battle. And that's what he did on so many occasions, and he did that with so many other groups. And you could always see the appreciation and gratitude on the faces of those individuals who were recognized. And I was proud to work with Ike to help deliver federal vouchers, VASH vouchers, and Ike made sure Montgomery County was the first in the state and among the very first in the country, if not the first, to end veterans' homelessness. Thank you, Ike Leggett. So with Ike, you always think of a person who does the right thing and leads the way to doing the right thing. So I see this great dedication today as an antidote to cynicism and pessimism. I see it as a real ray of sunshine on a stormy and cloudy day in our country. We should all strive to name public buildings for those who inspire others to serve, for those who serve as a role model for the qualities we hope others will emulate. And in naming this building, where so much public work is done for the public good, we are doing exactly that. Thank you, Ike Leggett. Thank you, Catherine Leggett. Thank you for your service to our county, to our state, and to our country. This dedication is an example of what we want others to see when it comes to public service, and you have emulated that and shown us the way. Thank you all, and God bless you. And now let me bring up somebody who hit the ground running in Senate and just celebrated a birthday, Senator Angela Alsobrooks.
Good afternoon, everyone. I tell you, I have to, and some in this room will know what I mean when I say that this is a day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be so glad in it. What a wonderful opportunity it is to celebrate 45 years of public service. I am honored to be here today, and I have to tell you, you've heard already about what a wonderful public servant Ike Leggett is, but I have to tell you that he is also a wonderful professor. There are a number of us, and I think a number of us are in this room, who know him not only as a friend and as a leader, but he's a person as well who has taken the time to teach, mentor, and to guide so many of us. And I count myself as one of the lucky ones to have had not only the mentorship, but the friendship of Ike Leggett and Catherine Leggett. I have to tell you, it is a fact that I may not be here on this stage as a United States Senator, but for the support of Ike Leggett. Ike Leggett is a person who reached out to me some years ago, many, many years ago, to offer his friendship and support, to essentially say, I'm going to support you no matter where you go, and I've been able to count on him. And it is the case that there are those who looked at an Ike Leggett, who looked at his accomplishments, who looked at his integrity, who looked at all that he stands for and said, I'm going to take a chance on a person like Angela Alsobrooks. So I thank you so much, Ike Leggett, for everything that you have done as well for me. Now today I want to just talk about two quick stories that remind me of the moment that we are in. One is that when County Executive Leggett was in high school, there's a story that says he had a coach, and this coach said to him, you know, Ike, I think you are smart enough to be either a lawyer or a doctor. And the story goes that apparently County Executive Leggett was blown away, that he really had never seen in his town many lawyers or doctors who looked like him. And so he was actually kind of blown away and said, really, this is what you think? You think I'm able to do this? And then the second part of the story goes that we know now that he did in fact go on to become a lawyer. And when he became a lawyer and decided to run for public office, the times were different. And he made a strategic decision not to put his photograph on his literature. And part of that was because he wanted people to focus not on what he looked like, but to focus, as he would put in his own words, he said he wanted them to know his qualifications and what he's able to get done. Well, so much has he been able to get done, as we all know over the years, that his accomplishments will long live, because Montgomery County, and I would dare say the rest of our state, is better off because of the accomplishments and the legacy of County Executive Ike Leggett. But there are two parts of it that are so very significant. One is that County Executive Leggett believes in the new American dream. And the new American dream says that you are not truly successful until you have made others successful. So it was not enough that his teacher, really blew him away by saying, you can be a doctor or lawyer, but he didn't rest there. He made sure that he replicated over and over again in his time as a professor at Howard University Law School and beyond. He has replicated, and I dare say, really produced so many other doctors and lawyers since him. But the thing that I think is significant as well about today, and really fills me with a lot of joy, is that the very man who did not want to have his name, because he didn't think that part was significant, his photograph, he didn't think that part was significant. He just wanted to do the work and wanted to contribute. Well, we believe in a God that says that if you do the right things, you will be elevated in time. So how beautiful is it that today he didn't have to ask for it. Guess what? His name in perpetuity will be on this building for people to see the name and to remember it forever. And so again, I am just so honored to have the chance to come and salute you, Mr. County Executive, and to say thank you, not only for what you have already done, but for those who don't know, I was out and about the last couple of years across the state, and guess who I would see? I saw in Western Maryland, I saw in different parts of Maryland talking about education. He's still out working. He didn't need a title, even in this moment, to continue contributing to the life of Montgomery Countyans and Marylanders. So on behalf of all of us, we say thank you so very much. And what a joy it will be to drive by this building and see your name enshrined. Thank you so much, Mr. Executive. God bless you.
Beautiful remarks from both of our Maryland senators. Let me also acknowledge here in the audience today our Congressman Glenn Ivey and Congresswoman April McLean Delaney. They're here. If you can stand really quickly for us. All right. Now we're going to go back to protocol here. And we know I'd like to welcome someone who also knows, like Mr. Leggett, what it's like to serve people and lead this county, Montgomery County. If we can have the county executive, Mike Elrich, come up. Mark Elrich.
Good afternoon, everybody. Beautiful day. First sign of heat and normalcy in a while. So, there's no way I was going to go before the people who have to return to the scene of the crime or the dumpster fire, or both, so that I could speak. So I'm glad that I could put aside for a few minutes and let them go do what they need to do. I think we all know we need that more than ever right now. It's an incredible honor to stand here today to pay tribute to a man whose leadership and vision shaped this county in ways that will endure for generations. My friend, my predecessor, and a true leader of this county, Isaiah Ike Leggett. Today, we're renaming the Executive Office Building after someone whose life, character, and leadership embody everything Montgomery County stands for, and I can't think of anyone more deserving of this. I worked for Ike with 12 years as a council member when he was executive, but I go back to the time before I was on the council when I got to know Ike. I was a civic activist. I worked with him on numerous occasions, and for many of us in the civic community, we knew that Ike was among a small group of council members who would listen. There were doors you never knocked on. There are doors you didn't care about it. But Ike was one of the few who would take meetings and work with the community and try to solve problems with a perspective that involved the community being able to speak. When he ran for executive, though he was outspent heavily by the usual suspects, I know them, he won that election with support of many community leaders who had the same experiences in working with him that I had. In 6 years of doing this job myself, I've seen the challenges to governing firsthand, experienced the pain of making difficult decisions, the need for flexibility. Ike navigated the Great Recession, 2 years of Trump, a slow recovery, and the need to increase inclusivity and the social commitment and a rapidly diversifying community. And he did it all with grace, humility, and determination. There are a few things I will always remember that I think say a lot about his values. I remember at the beginning of his administration, and he was doing the capital budget, and he brought over a capital budget and told us that things were going to change. Over years, we had refused to build black community centers in this community. And when he got there, they were rotting, literally rotting. When people talk about the condition of a building, they talk about there's not adequate support underneath the wall. And he said that wasn't going to go on. The community centers are going to be a priority, and he made them a priority in his administration. That's not something that always happens, and it happened for the people with the least power and the least voice, but he knew it was the right thing to do, and he had the courage to stand up in front of the council and say, some other people are going to wait because these things need to get done. A second thing that he did that really struck home was that early in his term, he presented a report on rental housing. And a bunch of me and the other likely suspects looked at the report and we thought there was something missing, like there weren't tenants. So I asked for a meeting with him, and I asked him to create a new task force that would bring the voice of tenants to the table and produce a different report. He could have easily said no. He had no reason to say yes. And I was ready for that. But that's not what happened. He said yes, and he let his staff work with us. The product was a landmark, major tenant legislation that for the first time really brought tenant voices to the table. We passed that legislation, a little watered down by certain council members who weren't so happy, but Ike stood by the committee, the work, and the tenants who needed it, and that was remarkable. It's not something they were used to doing. The third thing is, I'll never forget, is the battle for minimum wage, which I think is one of the most important pieces of legislation we've ever done. And this was also something that wasn't easy to get done, and there were a lot of contentious discussions. But in the end, we were able to stand together when he signed the minimum wage bill. He could have stayed away, but that's not what he did. He pulled the support from a report that criticized raising the minimum wage because it was flawed, and even refused to pay them. And by his actions, he made it possible to get a majority on the council that was willing to pass the minimum wage. Those battles aren't hard. They're not the battles you pick if you're looking to rise in the esteem of people who so-called count. But for the people at the bottom, the people who struggle every day, those kind of decisions made a huge difference for them. These are all acts of courage, acts that made it clear that he would support big decisions and hard decisions that would have profound impacts on the lives of people who are often never heard from. There are other things he'll be remembered for: creating policies that embrace the diverse way the county was growing. He's still remembered for the saying that if there aren't enough seats at the table, we'll make it a bigger table. And I remind people of that all the time. As much as we work on diversity now, I make sure people know where that came from, because it wasn't always like that. The weight of this job is heavy. Every decision affects over 1 million people. I carried the weight with a sense of responsibility, compassion, and consciousness, humility, and a purpose that's rare in public service. His life is a reflection of the arc of this county's evolution. When I was growing up, Montgomery County was 95% white, 4.5% black, and 0.5% everybody else. Today we're 16% Asian, 21% black, 22% Hispanic, and somewhere in the 40% everybody else. It's a remarkable transformation that this county has undertaken. And you took the right steps at the right time so that everybody understood this was a journey we were going to take together. And I really appreciate it. There are many counties who have faced similar issues. I don't think any county in this country has done it better than Montgomery County has. And I think you started it. And that's, I think, when we go abroad and we talk to people about why you should come to Montgomery County and bring your businesses here, we talk about our population, who we are, and the diversity of our population, and the fact that you can find any religious group, any cultural group, any food type, or anything else you associate with where you were coming from, and you can find it here in Montgomery County, and you're going to be in a climate where people welcome you instead of wish you would go away. And you take a lot of credit for that. Ike led with an understanding that government should be a force for good, a tool to lift people up and expand opportunity and create a community where everyone has a fair shot. Which brings me quickly to the current president. When I read the DEI stuff, and they assert and are crazy enough to write down that if a person's of color or of a different gender, then you can only assume that they're there for some other reason other than their merit. And that's an insult to everybody. And it's one of the nice things about putting that name outside today, because that honor has everything to do with the quality of the work and quality of the person, and nothing to do with somebody trying to accommodate somebody. So this building's going to bear your name, but your true legacy isn't in this building. It's in our neighborhoods, our schools, our parks, our community centers across Montgomery County. It's in the policies that open doors to those who had been shut out, and it's in the lives he's touched, whether they knew his name or not. Ike Leggett didn't just serve this county, he shaped it. In this building, now the Isaiah Ike Leggett Executive Office Building, will stand as a reminder of what principled leadership looks like. It'll remind every county executive who walks through these doors of the standard Ike set, one of compassion, strength, and unwavering dedication to the people he served. I want to say something directly to both of you. Ike, you've left an indelible mark on the county, and though your name will now be etched on these walls, your legacy is written in the heart of this community. And to Catherine, there's an old adage that behind every great man is a great woman. However, this would never apply to you. You were always in front. The farthest back you ever were was by his side. And we always knew that you cared about what he did as much as he cared about what he did. I know Ike would agree, you've never been behind him. You've been his partner. You're the reason why this good man became a great leader and one of the most instrumental people in our county's history. Congratulations, my friend. You've more than earned this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. County Executive. Now please stand when you hear your name. Up next, we're going to hear from County Council President Kate Stewart, We're going to hear from Councilmember Andrew Friedson, but we also have other county leaders who have joined us today, and feel free to stand as I call your name. Council Vice President Will Jawando, Gail Galvernaz, Marilyn Balcom, Natalie Fani Gonzalez, Evan Glass, Sydney Katz, Don Ludke, Kristen Mink, Lorianne Sales, and State's Attorney John McCarthy is here with us too. First, we're going to hear from the Montgomery County Council President Kate Stewart.
Thank you so much. I am so honored to be here. As you saw, I have 10 colleagues on the County Council, and it is my honor to be here and to speak on behalf of the Council. Thank you, Ike and Catherine, so much. The renaming of this office building is such a fitting tribute, as we have heard from so many people already, to a leader who embodies public service and whose commitment to fostering good governance has reached beyond this building and far into Maryland and into our country. And as I thought about today, I thought back to the first time I got to meet Ike. I think it was when I first became mayor in Tacoma Park. And I will say, I was a bit intimidated. Being a newly elected mayor in the city, and knowing all that you had done for Montgomery County, and we're continuing to do. Your reputation then was so great, and how you cared so deeply for the residents of this community. And I know, as I was mayor and now on the county council, it's really thinking about how to live up to that example that you have set for all of us. And so in thinking about today and all of the gifts that you have given us over the years and where we are as a country right now, my mind went to one of my favorite books. It's called Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson. And I bought an extra couple of copies because given the world today, I wanted to make sure I had a few at home. And there's a chapter in this book called Revolution. And she wrote, "The revolution is going to be happening. I want to write this down, that the revolution is like a merry-go-round, history always being made somewhere. And maybe for a short time, we're part of that history." Ike Leggett certainly has not only been part of history, but has made history here in Montgomery County. You've blazed the trail for so many as the first African-American elected countywide, and for your years of service. And as people have said, it wasn't just how and what you did, but how you led and making that table ever bigger for members of our community. And during the worst financial crisis, it was your steady leadership that really put Montgomery County on solid footing, and we continue to benefit from that since those times. Ms. Woodson talks about in her book that the merry-go-round of history is also about choosing to get on that ride and grasping to reach the golden ring. But you have to decide to get on the ride and actively want to do that. And we are so lucky here in Montgomery County that, Mr. Leggett, you decided to get on that ride. And naming this building in your honor reinforces the legacy, your commitment to public service, equity in our community, and your strong belief that as public officials, we work for everyone in Montgomery County. And today we are able to advance our work because of the foundation you built. So putting the name Isaiah Ike Leggett above the doors of this building, the center of our county government, is not only to honor you, but a call to all of us to follow the path in public service and to strive to reach that golden ring, not for ourselves, but so that our entire community succeeds. So thank you. Thank you, Ike. Thank you, Catherine. And now I get to introduce my colleague, Councilmember Friedson, who, under his leadership as council president last year, got the ball rolling on getting this building named after Ike Leggett. So, Councilmember Friedson.
Good afternoon, and it is a good afternoon. I'm Andrew Friedson, as mentioned. I'm so humbled and honored to be part of this amazing occasion. I can't wait for my first official meeting at the Ike, which I believe this building will be named, because I don't think anybody referred to him as the Leggett. They referred to him as Ike, as we continue to refer to him, and that's what this building will forever be known. And it is important because this is the heart of county government, where all of our residents rely on for services. And it is the most fitting tribute for the heart of our county government to be rooted in the values of what we aspire for Montgomery County government to be. And that is the values, that is the empathy, that is the conscientious dedication to service of others that Ike Leggett has represented his entire life and his entire career. We are here today to celebrate that, and it's just a deep honor for me to be able to do it. As noted, I was able to move the ball on this and propose this as council president, but really the acknowledgement really needs to go to Jennifer Hughes, who's here, who raised this, to Joy Nurmi, who worked really hard on making this possible, to so many people who are here in this room. If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, you bring people along. And if you look behind you, you can see all of the people who you brought along with the values that you had to serve the community in the way in which you knew the community needed to be served. And it is a testament to what government at its finest can and should be. I know that today is a celebration of Ike Leggett and everything his legacy means to our county and to our community, but it's also a celebration of Montgomery County. It's also a celebration of the values that Ike Leggett has represented and the values that make Montgomery County what it is. Not just who we are, but how we do the work we do. Today and every day, moving forward, as public servants enter this building to do their work, as residents enter this building to be served with county services, they will be reminded of Ike Leggett's legacy. Not just what he did, but how he did it, and with whom he ensured that this building and this county government was serving. He led with that in mind, and he is the heart of what Montgomery County government can be and what all government can and should be at its absolute finest of what servant leadership can and should look like. I look forward to the inspiration that you will continue to provide as everybody moving forward sees your name adorned to this building and feels your presence with the type of services that they receive and the type of values that this building represents. When we talk about Montgomery County, we like to say that we live our values out loud. And I think too often in this climate, we think of out loud meaning shouting. But that's not what it means. It means living our values out loud by doing, by taking action, by leading by example. And if ever there was an example of somebody who lived our values out loud, who showed who he was and what he valued by the way in which he does his work, it is Ike Leggett. And that's what this building will mean to all of us. That's what this building will mean for generations to come. And I am just so honored to be able to play a small part in today and to be able to take pride in who our county is, what our county represents, and in fulfilling the legacy in generations moving forward that Ike Leggett has always been. And before I close, I've got to say that today, as we talk about the acknowledgments, and you heard from the county executive earlier, Catherine Leggett put everything here together with the signature, meticulous focus on ensuring that everything was done in the right way, and it is a perfect representation of the partnership that Ike and Catherine Leggett have always demonstrated, which is an example for all of us in what a marriage should look like and what a partnership should look like and what service should look like. So today, we are celebrating you, and I'll just note and close that 3 terms as council president, that notes how much your colleagues respect you. 3 terms as county executive, that reflects how much constituents admire and respect you and trust you. And today, with everybody in this room who has served alongside you at every level of government, in every single aspect of your life and your career up to this point, that demonstrates that you have gone far from humble beginnings because you brought so many people along. Thank you, Ike Leggett, for everything that you do and everything that you've done for our community. Appreciate it.
Ike, talk about legacy. The building is just being renamed and it already got a glow up. So now it's the Ike. I love it. Lieutenant Governor Aruna Miller wanted to be here today, but unfortunately she is not feeling well, so she was unable to join us. But joining us on behalf of Governor Moore's administration is Paul Montero. He is the Secretary of the Maryland Department of Service and Civic Innovation. I think Paul's here. Paul, thank you for being here. And of course, so many of you in this room have dedicated your lives to service. We've got several members of the Maryland General Assembly. We've got local and municipal elected officials here. We've got current state delegates, past and present. So can all of you who have been elected, whether it's now or in the past, and you're here today, and also if you just feel like you want to stand, now is your time to stand up and be recognized. Thank you all for your service. Pastor Watley, that's how you do it on Sunday, okay? Now, there are a few people who were unable to join us today, and so they sent some video messages to you, Ike, so if you can turn your attention to the monitors on each side, we'll play those for you. Just a little bit, guys. Can we turn the audio just up a little bit so we can hear it a little bit? I think we're working on it. We're working on that audio. I can't see it.
Congratulations, County Executive Leggett, on this great honor. The Executive Office Building will now bear your name. Now, I know you didn't get into your life of service to have things named after you, but you served so well in the military, on the county council, as executive, as a law professor. That's why we're here today. I'm honored and thankful that I get to stand on your shoulders as the second African American elected countywide. We are in a better position as a county because of you. So thank you, sir, and congratulations on this fitting honor.
Congratulations, Ike. I just want to extend my appreciation to everything that you have done through your decades of service here in Montgomery County, from your time starting on the Human Rights Commission through the council and your leadership as county executive. Your style of leadership is one of inclusion and diversity, where everyone's voice is heard and everyone is at the table, and then ultimately decisions are made that move us forward. That's why we are the most diverse community in the country, and that's why we lead with our heart. And I couldn't be prouder than to have the executive office building named in your honor. Congratulations, thank you, and thank Catherine as well.
Hi there, everyone. Councilmember Kristen Mink here. Ike, this honor is so well-deserved. Thank you for your service to our county, to our country, to Howard University Law School, and now to all of our students and educators across the state of Maryland. I know I speak for so many in East County and across District 5 when I say how proud we are today to see one of our neighbors and one of our most faithful public servants receive one of the highest honors this county can offer. Thank you and congratulations.
Hello, good people. It's Councilmember Gabe Albernaz, and I wanted to take this opportunity to thank Ike Leggett for his tremendous service on behalf of all of us here in Montgomery County and congratulate him on this incredibly well-deserved honor. And it was an honor of a lifetime to be able to serve in his cabinet. And I had the opportunity every day to see him eat calm for breakfast, cool for lunch, collected for dinner, and for dessert, get an extra helping of humility and wisdom. Ike, your friendship means the world to me, and you have been one of my most important mentors. Congratulations for this well-deserved honor, and thank you and Catherine for all you have done on behalf of Montgomery County. Thanks.
Wishing you a heart congratulations on this honor in the executive office building named after Ike. You have honored all of us with your public service spanning over 55 years. Your federal service, serving in the U.S. Army and then as clerk to the U.S. Navy. I'm serving on the Montgomery County Council and 3 terms as our executive. And your endless duties on nonprofits and other community engagement and service. And serving the state of Maryland, serving Accountability and Implementation Board, the other thing, to help oversee the implementation blueprint for Maryland's. It has been what getting to know. You've done a tremendous job as a friend and a compassionate leader in all that you do. Thank you. Love to you and Catherine.
I can't think of a better way to honor a man's entire life in public service in the executive office building after Ike. Thank you for your public and thank you for being so generous and your energy to make our place. Congratulations.
To my dear mentor and confidant and true inspiration, Isaiah, congratulations on this honor. I am so grateful commemorating you in such and monumental way. You have exemplified exception, honesty, and authenticity. Passers-by will be inspired. A great man who served the community, honor, leaving indelible mark, motivations through your legacy. Thank you, Ike, for your support and invaluable contribution, not just during Black history, but
Elifani Gonzalez, so much Executive Ike Leggett, leadership and your dedication to the of Montgomery. Thank you for being there every time. Thank you for all your guidance to ensure that we continue of making Montgomery such an to live.
So very pleased. Executive honor is being renamed honor. It is truly a most, and candidly, years was the county executive, always as Ike's building. I'm very now going to have formal name. Also very proud to call my friend, him and his wonderful wife, Catherine, for all of us, each and every county and beyond. Thank you.
Ike Leggett is a role model for anyone entering public service. It's so appropriate that the Executive Office Building will bear his name. But for Ike, he's my friend, and I couldn't have a better friend. He helped prepare me for my Senate debate, and I was just very grateful that he decided not to run against me, because I would have been in trouble. Congratulations, my friend.
Lovely, lovely tributes to you, Ike. So many wonderful things said by colleagues, by people who you've inspired and paved the way for. We have lots of current and former county directors sitting here in the audience with us. If you'd like to give yourself a round of applause, we'd like to acknowledge you. And now, with a special treat, we bring back a special voice. With a special blend of R&B and gospel and soul, here's another musical performance from Jasmine Williams.
I would first like to say to my dear friends, Ike and Catherine, thank you so much for letting me be a part of this. I love you both. You both are beautiful humans. And this song goes out to both of you.
My heart's on fire. Come to me wild and wild. Oh, you come to me. Give me everything I need. Give me a lifetime of promises in the world of dreams. Speak the language of love like you know what it means. Can't be wrong. Take my heart and make it strong. You're simply the best. Come on, clap it. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone out there. I'm stuck on your heart. I hang on every word you say. Tear us apart. No, no, no. Oh, I would rather be dead. In your heart, I see the start of every night and every day. In your eyes, I've got lost, I get washed away. Just as long as you're in my arms, I can make it no better place. Yeah, you're simply the best. Come on. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone.
was beautiful, Jasmine. So beautiful. Simply the best. How appropriate. So just like music has the power to uplift us emotionally, a good education gives us the power to uplift ourselves and others in numerous ways. Here in Montgomery County, the universities at Shady Grove offer students access to undergraduate and graduate degree programs from 9 universities, all at one campus located right here in Rockville. So please welcome the universities at Shady Grove Executive Director and University System of Maryland Associate Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Dr. Ann Kademian.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is such an honor and a pure joy to be here today to rename the Montgomery County Executive Office Building in honor of Isaiah Ike Leggett. Catherine and Ike, thank you so much. Thank you. Today, I am delighted to represent the University System of Maryland, where Ike serves as a member of the Board of Regents, and the universities at Shady Grove, where we are so proud to have Ike serve as a member of the Board of Advisors. And I'm pleased to celebrate Ike's vision and leadership across the educational landscapes of Montgomery County and the state of Maryland. As you all know, Ike Leggett chairs the blueprint for Maryland's Future Accountability and Implementation Board, leading its mission to transform K-12 educational journeys, to support teachers, and to advance career and college readiness for every student. He is a member of the University of Maryland Medical System Board of Directors, working to shape the educational, clinical, and research impact of this dynamic system. And the philanthropic support of Ike and Catherine Leggett for students pursuing their educational dreams, including the Leggett Legacy Scholarship Fund, has been recognized with the naming of a beautiful state-of-the-art building at Montgomery College, the Catherine and Isaiah Leggett Math and Sciences Building, complete with a planetarium to scientifically and inspirationally help students see the stars. In my early days at USG, January 2021, we kicked off the first ever strategic planning process. I had the exceptional partnership of Ike Leggett as my co-chair in the planning process. When we launched the plan a year later, Ike came and spoke to the USG team and to our academic partners. And he shared a story that has stayed with me and everyone in that room. Ike, I hope I tell it right. He told the story of an athlete who had a vision of swimming the channel and committed the time and the energy, the sweat and dedication for months on end to prepare for the challenge. On the day of the swim, she waded out into the water and began the steady strokes to take her to the other shore. Rain and heavy winds strained the swimmer and her team. And at the halfway point, the team urged her to turn back and swim back to shore. For a team launching into the work of a new future for the students at USG, the story highlighted the value of a clear vision, the importance of doing the work to prepare and plan, the significance of jumping in and taking action and moving forward, and most critically, the importance of seeing the work through to the end, to the other shore. Don't stop and go back. Continue to move forward to achieve the vision, no matter the rain or the high winds. In his continuous, extensive, and impactful support for education across Montgomery County and the state of Maryland, Ike and Catherine have set an example of persistence with vision, of hard work with hope and with wonder, of barriers broken with excellence and commitment, and of the possibilities for every child, for every student, for every learner across our county and state to achieve and succeed and contribute to vibrant communities. Now, more than ever, accessible, affordable, and outstanding educational pathways to great careers for every learner is absolutely essential. And this building that will proudly display his name will be a continuous reminder of the impact Isaiah Leggett has made and continues to do so to make educational and career possibilities realities for so many. Thank you to the county leadership for pursuing this recognition, this fabulous Ike now, I'll meet you at the Ike, as they say, and thank you, Ike and Catherine, for all you do for learners across our county and state.
Thank you, Dr. Kademian. It is clear that access to education is very important to Mr. Leggett. One of the many degrees that Mr. Leggett earned is from my alma mater, Howard University. Mr. Leggett received a Juris Doctorate from Howard, where he later returned to become a professor of law at the Howard University Law School from 1975 until 2006. He also served as an assistant and associate dean from 1979 until 1986. It is with great honor that we welcome the former Howard University president, Dr. Wayne A.I. Frederick, whose plane touched down just in time to make it here today for this very special event.
Good afternoon. I certainly have the unenviable task of speaking before Catherine and Ike Leggett, so that's what you get for getting here last, so I learned my lesson. In 2019, I had the distinct honor to give Mr. Leggett an honorary degree in humane letters from Howard University. And a major reason for doing that was because of your public service, certainly, but also your dedication to Howard University students. Because while we may chronicle the years for which you were actually a professor, the reality is long after you left, you continued to mentor Howard students. You always took their calls, and you always took our calls as well, and for that we're very, very thankful. Franklin Roosevelt spoke about the man in the arena, and spoke about the fact that there are critics who will always criticize the doers. There are critics who will wait for the great to stumble, but those who stumble in their leadership will always get back up and carry on and carry out the task. And you certainly have epitomized that with your leadership. You put the people back in politics, and certainly as a citizen of Montgomery County, I'm here on behalf of my wife and my 2 kids who grew up in this county. We are here primarily because you put efficiency back in government before anybody else tried to make it a very sexy line. And I'd like to close with this. You know, a French philosopher once said that after mastering the waves, gravity, that for the second time in history, man will discover love. And when he does, we will have once again discovered fire. You have led and blazed a trail because you've led with love. And for that, we're all very grateful. Thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Frederick. And in honor of Mr. Leggett and his beloved Howard University, the lights on Memorial Plaza, located right outside behind me, will be lit with blue and white lights this evening. Resplendent, resplendent. Besides a thirst for knowledge, a dedication to service also runs in the Leggett family. Clearly, you know Ike's wife, Catherine Leggett. She is a force in her own right. She has made her own impact on Montgomery County, and she is recognized not only for her work with nonprofits, such as the Montgomery County Family Justice Center, but her extensive efforts to increase awareness of the importance of arts in our community and in the county. And she, too, leads with love. So please welcome Catherine Leggett.
Thank you, and good afternoon to everyone. I am up here kind of nervous because Ike told me not to go over the top. You know, he knows how much I love and adore him, so I'm going to really try my very best to stick to script. So, I could tell you about Ike DeGreaves, what he has accomplished throughout his career of service, his awards, his recognitions, but you all have heard that and you know that today. So I'm going to tell you about the Ike I know. Don't worry, Ike. Don't worry. I won't tell any secrets. I won't. Okay. What sets him apart for me? It is simply prayer and partnership. He is a man of faith and high integrity. What first attracted him to me was his caring spirit, his smarts, and his strategic acumen, his ability to see the big picture and tackle the little nuances. He has a deep understanding of the world around him and a unique ability to see things from very, very different perspectives. His empathy and understanding for others is truly inspiring, and his ability to see the bigger picture has helped us navigate through many, many challenges. He never fails to show me how much he cares, and that caring extends to the community. In his quiet, unassuming, humble way, he very thoroughly assesses a situation and gets things done. As an Army veteran, he believed in and still continues to believe in the American dream, equal rights for all, and that everyone should be treated with respect and dignity, especially those are the most vulnerable among us. As an educator, he has touched the lives of countless students, inspiring them to reach their full potential and achieve their dreams. In his role as an elected public official, he has shown great leadership and integrity, always, always striving to make a positive impact on our community. His commitment to serving others is truly, indeed, remarkable, and his ability to bring people together to work towards a common goal is something that I truly aspire. Our family here is here today, and I want you to stand because we have a tribute for Ike. So his sisters from Baton Rouge, Yamina, the grandchildren, please stand. Marissa, please stand. Please stand. Please stand. Thank you. Alex, you can stand too. On this special day, Ike, we want to express our love in every single way. You're a man of Louisiana, strong and true, compassionate and kind in all that you do. Your intelligence and leadership are unmatched. Your strategic mind always has the perfect match. You're thoughtful and calm, always so wise. Your insights and advice are a priceless prize. But above all, it's your love, your love, your love that shines so bright, lifting us up and making everything right. We can always depend upon you, true in your care. Your presence in our life is beyond compare. On this day, we celebrate you, a man of compassion, vision, and insight. May your legacy continue to inspire us all for years to come. We say thank you for all that you do. We love and appreciate you through and through. We love you. He really didn't know where I was going, okay? But before we hear from Ike and recognize his public leadership journey, he would like to play a tribute to many of those who were a part of his journey. Many of you will recognize many of the people in the video, and many are no longer with us. Would you please play the video loud?
All we've been given by those who came before, the dream of a nation where freedom would endure, the work and prayers of centuries have brought us to this day. What shall be our legacy? What will our children say? Let them say of me, I was one who believed in sharing the blessings I received. Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, America, I gave my best to you. Each generation, from the plains to distant shore.
There really is a video?
With the gifts
Okay, there really
they're
is.
given.
And it's about 50 photos.
Word.
And it's of people who have worked with Ike through the years. Excuse me? The video?
Think
Is
we
it
got
playing
it?
now?
We ready? I think we're ready. I think we're ready. Yeah?
1 minute?
So what else can we tell everybody about how great Ike is? So we should call it the Ike and Catherine Building.
No. It's definitely Ike. I mean, he has this love for this county. He is committed to the county. He is so humble, and he is so amazing. We're ready now, so I don't have to go on. That's what I was going to embarrass him, and so you're ready? Okay, he's telling me to get off. Okay.
All we've been given by those who came before, the dream of a nation where freedom would endure, the work and prayers of centuries have brought us to this day. What shall be our legacy? What will our children say? Let them say of me, I was one who believed in sharing the blessings I received. Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, each generation, from the plains to distant shore, with the gifts that they were given, were determined to leave more. Battles fought together, acts of conscience fought alone. These are the seeds from which America has grown. Let them say of me, I was one who believed in sharing the blessings that I received. Let me know in my heart when my days are through. America, America, I gave my best to you.
I guess all I can say is, without further ado, here's Ike Leggett.
Thank you. Welcome to the Ike. I will not be long, you know me, but this will be a short testimony, and congratulations and thanks to a number of people. First of all, to my wife and family for being here. Thank you all for all that you've done over the years. To our county executive, Mark, thank you. Your staff has been just tremendous and putting this effort forward. To Kate and to Andrew and for all the council members who helped make this possible and providing the leadership and support along with the county executive to make this day possible. To all of the members of the staff of the county executive who worked throughout the last couple of weeks to ensure that this event goes forward in a manner that I think is reflective of all of the collective leadership. So I accept this naming not for me, but as a collective, representing a lot of people. People that I've served in the county council with Art Spengler and many members of the council staff, Steve Farber and so many others who I've worked with there. To those on the executive staff of the county executive. And there are so many who are here, and I want to thank you for all of the work. This is because of the work that you helped to perform. And there's one person I really want to single out. Because of all the decisions that I made as county executive, the most important decision that I made was to hire Tim Feinstein as the chief executive officer. I'm going to ask Tim to stand, please. Please stand, Tim. This is the man. This is the man. To so many who helped me along the way, the members that I serve with on the county council, I see a number of them here. All of the council members, both present and past, please stand as well. I'd like you to stand. To Dr. Frederick and Howard University, Ann and Dr. Wadley. A comment was made and a person stood up a moment ago on behalf of the governor and the lieutenant governor, Paul Montario, who's now working the state capitol. Please stand again, Paul, because this was my student at Howard University. I see my former boss and good friend, who now serves and stayed as the president of the University of Baltimore, Kurt Smoke, who's here as well. Thank you, Kurt. Dr. Williams from the Montgomery College. Thank you, Dr. Williams. It's just one point that I want to make. That is, I am thankful to be here, that I'm standing erect, vertically, and not looking down horizontally at this ceremony. I believe in the power of prayer. I believe the power of prayer. Let me repeat that. I believe in partnerships. There is nothing, absolutely nothing in my entire life that I've accomplished without prayer and partnership. Nothing. I'm going to give one example how that played out. You heard the comments about how I ran for office the first time. And the people that you saw at the very end of the video, Chuck Brown and Sue Schonberg, were with me at the very beginning. And we came forward with this brilliant idea not to place my photograph on the campaign literature initially. And the reason for that was that we had noted that when African Americans, who were very few at the time, only about 5 or 6% in the county, and when we passed out literature in campaigns, people literally would not open the brochure and get beyond that, would toss it aside. So the idea was that if we could ever get them to read and look at the information inside, then there would be a chance that they would evaluate you appropriately and give you a chance to win. The population was only 5 or 6%. And I was hesitant about running. You saw another person on that video, Roscoe Nix. Roscoe Nix told me in so many terms, so many words, unequivocally, you're it, and you're running. You talk the talk, you walk the walk. You're running. And so I finally decided to do so, but with the idea that we're not going to place the photograph on the literature. Now, if you're taking the time and glance through the literature and read it appropriately, you've seen that he's from Howard University, he's teaching at Howard University, he's a member of the Resurrection Baptist Church or whatever. Right? He's an alpha. So we figured this out already, right, who this guy is. And so after about 6 months, we actually placed a photograph on the literature. And I'm standing out front of the Metro at Western Avenue, passing out the literature. And I'm feeling very good about passing the literature out. But one person, the elderly gentleman, walked out from one of the high-rise buildings. I gave him the literature. He looked at the literature. He looked at me right there at Western Avenue. He said, "Oh, young man, I can't vote for you. I don't vote in the District of Columbia." And so I stood there with a smile on my face. And he went about his business. 2 weeks later, this gentleman actually decided to call me at Howard University Law School. And he apologized. He said, "I saw the look on your face." And he said, "I decided to go back and do a little bit of research on you. And you're someone that I would like to partnership and help you." And he did. Not just one campaign, but 6. 6 campaigns. And the people of this county decided that they would take a chance on a poor country lawyer from Louisiana, not from Montgomery County, not familiar with the sophisticated ways of this great county, that knowing that everyone would probably outsmart me in so many different ways, that I was at least acceptable enough to be on the county council. And the people of this great county voted for me repeatedly. 7 elections for 28 years. I say all of that because the credit does not go to me. It goes to the partnership and the people of this great county to have that faith in me. Now, you may say, well, she said initially about prayer in partnership. You didn't say anything about prayer, what you just stated. What prayer is throughout all of what I did. On every decision that I made, I prayed about it. Even the initial decision. When the man looked at my brochure and he said to me, young man, I do not vote in the District of Columbia. I prayed right there. I said, God, do not allow me to come straight out of Compton at this point in time. Because had I not prayed and acted that way, you never would have heard of Ike Leggett at any time in the history. Did he just say that? I am thankful for all that you've done for me. I am thankful for this great county. This is a wonderful, wonderful county. But this was not achieved alone. It was with the support and the help of so many who made this day possible. I've recognized so many, and there's some I have not recognized, and I apologize. But I want to thank the citizens again of this great county. I want to thank the people who work with me, beside me, behind me, in front of me, my family. That video meant so much to me because there's so many lives of people who dedicated so much to this county. Good friends, supporters, people who helped me financially, people who gave so much to me. There's a lady in this video who worked on my campaign for county executive, Fran Brenneman, tirelessly. Let me give you an example of what she did. You know, on the 4th of July, when you have all these great events, parades, backyard barbecues, all of these great things around the county. On the 4th of July, leading up to the campaign for county executive, Fran organized on one day 37 events for Ike Leggett. That's one day. We were everywhere. Now, I only attended about 10 of the events. But the presence of so many people that she organized working around the county, passing out literature, doing so many different things, people all over the county assumed that I was at all 37 events. I was not. I pay tribute to them. I pay tribute to the people who helped me get to where I am today. For all of those who passed away and those who I work with today. I want you to take an opportunity to listen to the words of that song, the American Anthem. You get a chance to listen to it very carefully. It is something that I extract from that I believe is appropriate in a couple of verses that I'm just going to read and then I'm going to stop. And this is what it says. It says, "What shall be our legacy? What will our children say? Let them say of me, I was one who believed in sharing the blessings I received. Let me know in my heart, when my days are through, America, America, I gave my best to you. I would change that slightly and simply say, Montgomery County, Montgomery County, I gave my best to you. Thank you.
What an amazing couple. And Ike, we are so glad you prayed that prayer, because we might not have been here today if you hadn't done that, for sure. So we are not finished with this special recognition because we actually have to unveil the plaque, and we will do that. But first, let me welcome back Reverend Matthew Watley to lead our invocation, and then I'm going to give you some instructions, okay?
Allow me a moment of personal privilege. Some time ago, my wife and I had the privilege of dining with Brother Ike and Sister Catherine, along with some other good friends. And like many of you all, we wanted to know what the magic was all about. So we talked to the boss. We asked Catherine, Catherine, what was it? What did you see in him? She said he was really smart and he was a really good kisser. I didn't see it coming. Let us pray. Every head is bowed, every eye is closed. For all that we have witnessed today, we give you praise. For all those who serve in leadership and behind the scenes, who made this honor possible, we are grateful. God, for showing up in these moments and inspiring our thoughts and encouraging our hearts, we give you glory. We pause to pray a special blessing upon Brother Ike and Sister Catherine Leggett, that you might safeguard their health, allow their joy to be full, and grant them the means to continue their lives of service to you and to your people. And now, God, we pray your benediction, your final blessing upon all who have participated in this historic moment. Lord, have mercy on this nation and cause justice to roll down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. And Lord, do it through us. We pray that you will bless us and keep us, that you will cause your face to shine upon us and be gracious unto us. We pray that you might lift up the light of your countenance upon us and grant us your shalom. It is in your name that we pray. And all God's people said, amen.
Thank you, Pastor Watley, for that beautiful and inspiring invocation. So this is the final highlight of our ceremony, and that is the official unveiling of the Isaiah Ike Leggett Executive Office Building. But there are a lot of people here. So what we're going to ask you to do is to remain seated for a moment. We're going to have the Leggett family, council members, state senators and delegates, we're going to escort you to the area where we're going to do the unveiling now. And then I'll give some additional instructions. So if you can follow Mark Roper. We're going to give the legates and the dignitaries just a moment to make their way upstairs. I should tell you it's a pretty confined space where the unveiling is going to take place. So some of you may opt to actually stay here in this space where you can see the unveiling taking place in these screens. So if you do want to go, there are two ways that you can make your way up there. There are the stairs at the rear of the room, or you can take an elevator up, or you can stay here. Might want to just stay here because it's limited to space and you're actually going to have a better viewpoint on each side here. So give us about 5 minutes or so to get settled, and then we'll begin that part of the process. And thank you for being here today.
Everyone, you can come upstairs, or you can remain in the room and you'll be able to watch it on the video screen. But you might actually have a better shot of watching it on the video screens in the cafeteria, as the space upstairs is limited.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I should probably
There are no reported incidents, accidents, or delays on the major roadways in Montgomery County at this time.